Common Sense Media activated.
Live from the 210, it's the Wave of the Few Short Show, and we are your hosts, Mr. Trey M. Carr, and I am E. James.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Wave of the Few Shore, aka WFS, where we navigate the waters of life. Today, we're going to open up this episode with something local, and then we're going to go global after that. With that being said, what's up, guys? It's been a little bit.
Yeah, it has, man. It has, man. What's going on, guys? What's up?
Chilling. Shout out to our fans for being patient with us. We know we missed the last episode. Life comes at you fast.
Yeah, man.
As do sickness and allergies.
Yeah, I was about to say. Oh, man. The last couple weeks, San Antonio's finally broke the heat wave, and we got rain and chilly temperatures, and I guess a lot of pollen.
Yeah.
Because, man, allergies, no voice. It was a fun week last week.
Yeah, I mean, as many of you who have been listening know, I started a new job, or I got a new job, and I started that last week with no voice. And it seemed like everybody wanted to hear my backstory.
Thank you, everybody.
Tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Doc Rivers, and I'm the coach. I'm the coach of the Clippers.
Oh, no, wait, is he coaching the Clippers?
No, he's a broadcaster now.
That's right. I forgot. He got
damn.
fired. He's been a coach of the Clippers for a while.
He was at
That's my brain.
76ers last year, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
And then James Harden got him fired.
I just keep seeing red, white, and blue, man.
So Beardo got him fired to complain to him? Or
Yeah,
about him?
I don't know the story behind it, man. I couldn't tell you.
Hey, before we turn it to Wave of the Sports Show for a second. Dude, James Harden, did you hear about this? So James Harden was getting ready to join the team on the plane, and the security came and stopped him. We're like, nah, fam.
Yeah. They didn't want him going on their road trip, being a distraction or whatever.
Okay.
First couple of games.
We don't need your kind here.
What?
Yeah. So anyway, we can talk about that a little bit later on, but let's roll into it, man. Do you have any shout outs and gratitude or anything?
Yeah, I had some other gratitude planned, but I'm gonna switch it up, and I'm gonna give my gratitude to Carr this week. Thank you. We're experimenting with some things. We got some ripples in the works, and Carr opened up in a ripple, and his experience and listening to him expound upon some things really helped put some things in perspective for me. As well. So I wanted to thank you for that, and thank you for opening up and sharing the things that we spoke about earlier. So there's my little bit of gratitude for this week.
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
seriously, man. That was beautiful. That was I given the circumstances, that was beautiful that you were comfortable and willing to share life from your lens.
I appreciate
It means
that.
a lot, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Damn. That caught me by surprise. Appreciate it. I want to shout out you guys too for listening. This was going to be a total love fest.
Starting with the love, man. Starting with the love.
Yeah, there's a lot going here in this moment for all of us, and I'm really grateful that we can come together and do this and just kick it and just do it in a natural fashion.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I don't think we've given each other our flowers like this, like on the show. So it's year 2 rolling into this. I'm really grateful for the both of you guys.
Yeah. This is officially the start of year 2, man.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Yeah.
Live and direct.
And direct. And for those of you wondering, what are you talking about? It's coming, y'all. The Patreon is coming. We're working on names for our tiers, but just to give you a little information on the inside, we're looking at recording episodes weekly, giving y'all a little something bonus, depending on what tier you're on. So more details to come. It's not quite ready yet. We're really trying to figure out what means a lot to you. I may even be throwing a survey out your way. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do that or not. But if you'd be interested in that, hit us up on social media, X, WFS Show. Email us, waveofthefewshore@gmail. On the Meta products, Wave of the Few Shore. Well, at Wave of the Few Shore. So
At me, bro.
Get at me.
Just at me, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, year 2 coming in fast. And we talked about it last episode, so we won't bloviate on it this one. But a lot of cool things that we've got in the works, so stay tuned.
I want to say, every time I hear the word bloviate, I want to say like all Italian. Bloviate.
It's been my word the last, I don't know, like 3 weeks. I don't know what it is.
Probably the Stephen A. Smith rubbing off on you.
Damn,
I implore you, brother. I don't want to sit here and bloviate on a topic.
So real quick,
I have been watching a little bit of First Take. So
real quick, year 2, we got over the whole breaking through the wall and telling all the villains were coming at Gotham.
Right. That's
Nice.
right. Hey, it's Arkham City now, man. Or for some of us, it's Spider-Man too.
What about you, E?
don't get me started on that.
My gratitude goes out to, I'm gonna give a couple of them. First of all, Mr. Trey over here was a guest on Dad Mode.
Nice.
With me and Big Rich.
Nice.
Our new podcast. We are 4 episodes strong now. And man, that was a lot of fun.
That was, man. Thank you for having me again. That was
man,
awesome.
thank you for being there, man. You made the first guest appearance butter. So, that's what we want to do more of those. We're expanding what we call the Dataverse.
Yes, sir.
A force for good.
That's right. That's right. Well, we call ourselves the Dadnamic Duo.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, man, that was really cool. And then also, I want to give a shout out to Coach Hector. He's my daughter's basketball coach. Actually, I'm gonna give a shout out to both their coaches, Coach Mike Ramos and Coach Hector Martinez, coaches for my daughters respectively. I've been helping out with the San Antonio Lady Toros, been kind of like an assistant coach unofficially, doing stuff at practices.
Liaison. Right?
Yeah, helping them, helping them out running drills and stuff like that. But that dude's working hard with those girls, and I'm seeing the improvement. And, I'm hoping that the program continues to grow. I'm going to give an extra shout out to my daughter, my oldest. She's playing for 2 basketball teams now. She made her junior high team.
Nice.
And she's hustling hard. And I love it. That other coach, Coach Ross, is going to make her run. Yeah. She had to hit the inhaler a couple times at practice. She didn't even have asthma. And I'm like, you're just out of shape, girl.
I can relate.
So, I mentioned Coach Mike, Coach Mike, man, he's a real cool cat. He does the I-9 basketball program, the Ballers. And so that's my younger daughter's basketball team. And they're looking good, man. He's like for a team that only practices once a week, he's really starting to get them clued in on fundamentals, etc. So I actually filled in coaching at practice because he and his wife went to Jamaica. Low key jealous, not so low key. But yeah, man, it's been fun. So shout out to the kids, shout out to the coaches, man. Keep doing your things.
Beautiful.
Sir.
Alrighty, y'all. This is pretty much the end of the damn world. We're getting tornadoes in San Antonio now.
I know.
What's going on? Like, I saw the footage. Like, what? We can have like 2 In-N-Outs and then like a Burger Boy and like just a couple of other little weird out of state things, but I will not tolerate tornadoes. Like, it's too much. I don't like the tornadoes moving in. Like, Californians, cool, whatever. But the tornadoes,
Tornadians.
nah, man.
The crazy weather, man. So when your insurance rates go up and you wonder why, it's because now they have to rate you for tornadoes in San Antonio.
Which is insane.
It's a thing. There's another risk factor there. I've lived in San Antonio almost my entire life, and this is the first time I've ever really heard of one touching down, which is crazy. They always, would say tornado warning, listen for train sounds, or get in the bathtub. But for us, it's San Antonio. I ain't got to worry about that.
And we usually get them like on the outskirts.
Yeah, the loops protect us.
Yeah, like Uvalde, and you might hear some. What's up 281? Oh my gosh.
The New
Johnson
Braunfels?
City,
Like Kirby and all
Kirby,
that.
like on the outs. Like, well, I guess that's the other direction. But yeah, you usually hear it in the surrounding areas. You don't hear it in like San Antonio proper.
Like in the cut. Like, nah, dude, 281 and 35. What?
No. Yeah, so what we're talking about is literally yesterday, we've been getting a lot of rain in town, thunder and lightning. It was crazy. It happened yesterday too.
Yeah, I had a rainstorm today, dude. My lights were out for like 3 hours.
What?
Yeah. That's why my phone was dead and coming through because I couldn't charge it through the day. And I was like, didn't have anything to do, so I was just scrolling on Instagram.
Oh, wow. So, wow, okay, that's crazy. So the National Weather Service yesterday issued a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Bexar County. That's where San Antonio is. And then a tornado touchdown in downtown, which is just crazy. And so we're looking at this article from mysanantonio.com, and you could see like down trees and workers with chainsaws. I mean, they're like trying to clean all the debris up. So it touched down briefly, but still.
It was like Twister, bro. Like to us it was.
That's all it takes, man. Oh, man. It's crazy. Crazy world we're living in, man. It's what's next? Hey, actually, speaking on this, make sure that you prepare for a harsh winter, in my personal opinion. The National Farmers Association, whatever they are, put in for our region to have an abnormally harsh winter this year. So I hope everybody learned from 2021 or 2020, whenever that was.
Yeah.
The Snowmageddon. Hope you learned. Insulate your pipes. Get some generators or some backup power going. Get ready, because I think it's going to be a cold one.
All I heard you say was it's hoodie season.
Yeah.
That's all I heard.
It's like, but you lived in Alaska. A hoodie works for you. See me, I'm wearing a hoodie and a coat and a hat and some gloves and probably a pair of pants under my pants.
Yeah. So, yeah. And if my boots get wet, I just end the whole day right there. Just like, nope. Yep.
I'm just imagining you guys like
the little kid from A Christmas Story.
Yeah, walking around, stuck out, can't put your arms all the way down, waddling around.
Yeah.
I'll give you a big secret from when I lived in Nebraska and then, lived in Alaska and worked. I used to work when I was like 19. I worked for AFES, but that's basically like the military's version of Walmart or Target, but with like name brand clothing and everything's discounted.
Yeah.
Right. I used to work in the warehouse and I would be on the trucks and they'd be covered with snow. And they'd been sitting overnight with all the stuff that was going to get stocked and pulled into the store. So my trick, when that cold first hits you, you're not going to like it. Take your hat off if you got a hat on. Let it hit your ears, let it hit your face. Take a big, deep breath. Take a big, big, deep breath. Don't rub yourself. Just hold it in as long as you can. And when you feel good, and you're ready to exhale, do it 1 or 2 more times. Put your hat on and adjust. Let the cold in you. Maybe it's something superstitious. I don't know if there's any science to that. I found that to work for me. And to this day, I'll be like, ooh, that's cold. I'm like,
exposure. Yeah.
Nah, bro, I'm just not going outside. I'm good.
You got Wim Hof on one side and the other guy is like a cat. Like
my work from home quota is going to be going up tremendously this weekend. 3 days in office, maybe.
If you're looking at the video, that mask right there behind you from Gladiator, MF Doom mask, strength and honor.
Yeah.
Rub that dirt in your hands.
I'll try it. It's just like jumping into a cold pool, pretty much, but worse.
God dang. I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, cold pool's okay. Like, it's the worst. Like, I've been trying to do more cold showers.
Oh yeah,
but like easing it. I'm always like,
Yeah, these mornings have been good for cold showers. I've been cranking it like at the end of the shower. I should just start it.
I do it at the end.
Yeah, but
do it at the end. It closes your pores.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, because it's just been humid lately too. So like, I'll be leaving to go to work and I'm still like sweating out my shower.
I'm damp.
Yeah, I hate that. Not the only one. There's dozens of us.
I don't give a damn.
Yeah, so as y'all can hear, Texans just don't adjust very well to like not sweltering heat. Like we're used to that. Everything else is just kind of
drops below 70 degrees and putting on a jacket.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like
so real quick, I guess that tornado actually touched down on Fort Sam around 8 o'clock.
Man. I heard that there was a guy on base on Reddit saying that it hit their roof and he heard the whoosh.
That's nuts. Yeah. That's crazy.
Man. I mean, that's all good and well, I guess, but I mean, are we really ready for a tornado? Is our military ready for a tornado in San Antonio?
I don't think anyone's ready for a tornado.
We're just gonna nuke it. Like, we don't know what else to do. Just nuke it, man.
This is some guy just throwing a grenade into it. Just
nah, man. You're gonna see those candles lit up.
Frag out.
the Manu and the Timmy candles. Saint Manu, keep us safe.
man.
Hey, speaking of Spurs,
Yeah.
So little call back to episode 17, Wemby of the Few Shore.
The future is here.
Game 2 games in. Checking the Bleacher Report right now. Spurs are up 124-120 on the Houston Rockets. Let's
go.
Overtime. Victor Wembanyama is here. He had a very rough start. Very, very rough start. He had 5 fouls in like 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Had 6 points, but then he went off in the 4th quarter.
Brought us back. And then he didn't touch the ball for the last 2 minutes, which annoyed me, but that's more an analyst perspective. We can get into that on a different
wave.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. As of right now, he's got in 31 minutes, the dude's got 21 points, 12 rebounds,
This is all OT?
3 blocks.
Yeah, it's still, yeah.
So he had only had 21 minutes where everybody else was like way up there. To give you a perspective, Devin Vassell has got 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So he's played 9 less minutes, and he's only 4 points behind him.
He's going to be great, man. There's adjustments that need to happen, but I just want to say I don't think I've ever seen San Antonio come together to game over. Spurs win. Spurs win. Come
126 to 122. Keep going, bro.
Never seen the city, man. Just it doesn't matter where you go, what you're doing. There's a cohesiveness and a togetherness that has been missing in the world, really, if you kind of look at it for a long time. And to see the city together like this and just all excited and behind somebody couldn't have come to a better situation or place. We're going to love him ups or downs, lefts or rights, but excited, man. Excited for the future. I want to go to Spurs games. I've never seen the AT&T Center jumping like it was right before his first game. Man.
Well, there is no AT&T Center.
Oh, yeah, the Frostbank Center.
Yeah. I know it sounds weird to say that. I know
it is weird.
FBC though. I kind of like the way that rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, FBC. It was the SBC Center before.
No, that makes sense.
Well, it was the SBC.
Yeah, way back when.
Back in March, so they only had to pay for the F. They brought the B and the C back from the garage.
Yeah, that's it.
That's kind of cool.
But we here, baby. We here. San Antonio, man. Watch us. And Devin Vassell, keep an eye on that cat.
Yeah, that boy went off, man. He's 25 points, 7 of 13. So anyway, we're not going to get into the X's and O's because people are going to be like, I didn't come for the sports. But I will say one more very important thing. Texas Rangers are in the World Series. Come on, Rangers. They're down right now.
I'm leaving.
They're down now right now 3-5, but we are back, baby. Top of the 8th. Come on.
I'm an Astros fan. I'm just glad that there's a Texas team representing, but I'm an Astros fan, so I'm a little salty. Not gonna lie.
I feel that way most of the time, unless the Dallas Stars or the Dallas Mavericks are in the championship. Then I'm like, screw those guys. Actually, I don't mind the Stars as much.
I like sports.
Sports ball. Oh my gosh. Well, there are esports too, so not all sports have a ball.
Don't like esports, man. Like, don't catch me watching. You know what? I like fighting tournament championships because they talk sick mess. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, dude, those are the best. But other than that,
it's entertainment.
Other than that, keep Dodo away from me, please.
And I'm not gonna watch somebody else play 2K.
Yeah.
Man-entertainment.
I'd rather watch basketball, like real hoop, if I get the inclination.
Like to shoot them shots, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably in poor taste.
Oh man,
that's a transition.
Yep. Whamp whamp. All right. So, I am not the expert on the details here, but there was a mass shooting in Maine that happened this week
in Lewiston.
Yeah, and as far as I know, 18 people have been slain, and the suspect has already been caught deceased, if I believe.
Yeah, that was
dead.
Actually, breaking news today. They found him dead, suicide. I think we go through this when these tragedies arise. But first things, just heart out to the families of those 18 people who have lost their lives, and an extra, effort of love to the 13 people that were injured or wounded that are fighting for their life, for fighting to get through the injuries that they sustained during this shooting. So
this was a 2-day manhunt that's taking place to find this guy. I think it's not quite 2 days. I think it was like 30 some odd hours. You can fact check me on that.
Like a day and a night.
Yeah, basically. But the guy was a shooting instructor.
Yeah.
Had a son, 40 years old. Robert Card was his name.
That's card.
Card. Yes.
No
yes.
relation. No relation.
Like your report card, credit card,
Tarjeta.
black card.
Bobby tarjeta.
Babito.
Yeah. But this guy just did the wrong thing in the equation, especially given the amount of like social responsibility as a gun instructor to not carry that. Like, that's terrible.
Yeah.
It's insane. And the fact that he also targeted like us, I don't know what happened, but he like 4 deaf people got shot, including the governor's like deaf interpreter. Like, what the hell?
It was a bowling alley bar where he unleashed his rage. There's actually reports, WBallTV.com news source. I think it's Baltimore related, but he was training with the Army Reserves. The Army Reserves 3rd Battalion, 304th Infantry Regiment. They actually like pulled him out and had him
Like
psych
eval?
checked.
They
Had him evowed. There's not a lot of information on that because, top secret.
Yeah.
Right.
It's classified. But there have been
Not for long.
some folks who have spoken on that. It's just sad, man. This is America, right? The world that we're living in. Just touching back, like the togetherness that I feel in San Antonio, right? Excuse me. Right now, I think the entire country, really the entire world, kind of needs something to come together on. I don't know if it's an alien invasion or what we need to happen. That's like
You take that back
that's
right
like
now.
my worst fear. But something needs to happen that can bring us all together as humans, and not, whatever differences that you come through.
Yeah, not marginalized groups.
Exactly.
Not boxes we put ourselves in. It's like when you think about all that life and all that potential, it's such a waste. Like, there's even elderly people that got slain in this one. Like,
Yeah.
you can't imagine like the waves that it creates. Like 18 people with 10 plus people in their families. That's like almost 200 plus people affected. Like, I know my math sounds like a wrestler right now because I'm like exaggerating the numbers, but yeah, it's a community. That's a whole community if you really think about it.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking victims age 14 to 76 within this incident.
And the 76-year-old, it was he and his wife. They were grandparents. 76 and 73. I believe the last name was Violet.
Bob Violet.
Yeah.
Retiree, coaching youth bowling,
Like, come on, man.
And here's the thing too. I was talking about something like this briefly with a coworker. Shout out T. There's something in the American male like archetype that doesn't allow you to offset like those intense waves of emotion, in my opinion. Like, the macho thing is cool. We all saw Predator. We all grew up watching Arnold.
Ain't got no time to bleed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's all really cool. Like, but in your real life, you should be able to let your cup like run over a little bit. Because if you don't, this is what happens. And it sucks because I am a hobbyist too in that world of shooting and all that stuff. And I don't feel comfortable like just talking to people about it, even though I'm giving it out to the world right now. Like, that's a topic that you see when you see somebody in the eyes and you talk about it, they go about it a certain way. And yeah, you can kind of tell who's the one like polishing them up every night. And then there's the other people that just kind of treat it like as a sport, and other people use it for home protection, which is perfectly fine. Talk to a young lady at one of my clients, and yeah, she's got to carry. She has to, because when she was in college, she got mugged, and like it's like a sweet lady, like, you know what I mean, like always hanging out with her big old AirPods Max, and everything's pink on her desk, and she's got a gun in her truck. Like,
She doesn't play around for what it sounds like.
and that's much like the way most people have to be. And we beat this horse dead over and over again about this gun control thing. And it's just like, either you have it or you don't. Either way, it's still proliferated. So we have to deal with the consequences of this. And that's scary because, little kids have to understand about that. There's like bulletproof backpacks. And I don't know, man. It's a hard place to be. But also, it's a byproduct of the freedoms that we're granted too. Because this is the United States. And I don't know.
Everybody has the right to do what they want until what they want to do isn't.
Yeah.
Man.
It isn't something that's acceptable, or it's breaches these lines of violence. And it's that balance as Americans that we have to morally, walk. You have to walk that tightrope morally. It's easy in America to do whatever you want. I mean, honestly, there are laws in place and rules in places, but things like this happen because you can do what you want. And this one is even a little wilder because they didn't find that dude for 2 days.
Yeah.
I don't know the last time, out of all the tragedies that happened in this country, I don't know the last time that somebody's been at large for multiple days after a act like this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, shout out to the lady who made herself go missing, but she still lives rent free in my brain. But yeah, there's a cost to it, man. And that's the issue that we deal with, like with all the things that we have. You get so many options, like holes are bound to appear, I guess. And yeah, my condolences go out to the families that got affected to this. And I'm pretty sure there's some people that will take hard stances against whatever is in place right now that allowed this to happen. And that's perfectly within their right to do so. So
we were talking at work today. So my boss got a new scope for his rifle. Yeah. He wanted to zero it. Mm. And I was talking about my shotgun, and our female counterpart, she was in the military and she worked for the government. And, she was talking about how it's funny because there's the four of us, and she was the only one that was in the military and worked for the government. She's like, I don't carry guns. I don't do it. I don't roll like that. There's me and this other guy talking, and then the third guy, he's from Africa, and at the end of this conversation, my boss is like, "So, how do you feel about us Americans and our gun culture?" And he was like, "It's very interesting."
Yeah,
and we're talking. Actually, we spoke about this, but he was like, I'm getting used to it. He says, I kind of understand the thrill, and I'm paraphrasing him.
Yeah,
he was saying like he went to the range with some American folks and shot, and he was like, "Hey, it's kind of fun."
Yeah.
And his wife is also from Africa. She's just like, no, you don't need that. You don't need that.
I think there's a primal sense of power.
Yes.
That you uncover, or you're able to achieve through the owning, the shooting, even the cleaning and maintenance of a firearm, that just, I don't know. There's nothing else really like it. Yeah. But I take it back. You feel that power. What's that Outcast line, man? They made them gats. They got some stuff that'll blow out your back from where they stay at.
Heard.
There's always a bigger gun or something like that. But it's just, you feel powerful. I wish somebody would come up in my house and try me. They're gonna get the John Wick treatment. I'm gonna smack my couch and a whole arsenal is gonna load up, and I pick one, toss one to my wife.
Well, and the other thing is, you talk about power, right? Mm-hmm. That's such a good way to put it, because with power, I'm not gonna say that. You thought I was gonna do it.
Dang,
man, I was gonna do it.
Man, I need to get back to my PlayStation 5 immediately.
Yo, Benny. Benny.
A lot of, I was going to say men, but a lot of people want the power and never consider the responsibility of said power.
Mm-hmm.
They never consider it. It's almost like, kind of liken it to instant gratification. I know these two aren't perfect matches, but it's like, I want this thing now. I got to have this thing now. I want this power, but you don't think about the repercussions or whatever associated with having it now versus delayed gratification versus the consequences, the responsibility of having that power. Look at the shooters who have had access to guns, that they don't own the guns. They have access to them, and they've committed these shootings. Mm-hmm. Now, in this guy's case, he went to a bar where they were having a cornhole tournament with deaf competitors. What kind of person does that? What kind of person shoots up a church?
Yeah.
Look, you don't got to be a religious person. But come on, man, let these people worship. You know, what kind of person shoots up kids, especially kids? Uvalde, Sandy Hook, right? Come on, man.
Fortunately, the list goes on and on.
I mean, let's the church. I mentioned church. The black people at the church, Orlando nightclub, Colorado. I mean, you start looking at these different demographics. Buffalo's primarily black folks, you know, in that area where it happened. You start looking at these different demographics and you're starting to see like, okay, were these planned? A lot of them, did you pick that
Specific target?
for a specific reason? I believe with Orlando that was confirmed, and I think with Dylan Roof it was also a racial thing. Don't quote me. I'm just freestyling here, going off the cuff, off the top, man. I don't want to
preach, Uncle Ben, preach.
Yeah, if I'm wrong, hey, if I'm wrong, write me. That's my challenge. If I'm wrong, write me, write us.
Yeah,
you know, but we're all gun owners. We're all, I think we're all responsible gun owners. You know, I don't shy away from my children when it comes to guns. I say, look, this is it. This is what it's used for. You know, I say stay away from it because it's not a toy.
Yeah.
Not because, guns are bad. I mean, they can be bad. They can be used for ill. But I'm like, you are not properly trained to handle this weapon.
Yeah.
One day you will be. Today is not that day.
Yeah.
You know, this guy is properly trained to handle weapons. He instructs people. You mentioned the military experience. So now we cross that out. You know what I mean? Like just, okay, check that box. He leaves a note, not a suicide note. It's just, hey, tell my son I'm sorry. You know?
Yeah.
And it's not sorry for the victims, not sorry for the trouble I've caused, the loss of life. I know I'm kind of double tapping victims and loss of life, but you know what I mean, guys? Like this is crazy,
selfish, right?
It's selfish.
But that's what these acts are. They're selfish acts. You take that power and that feeling, that rush, like you said earlier, and you act on it selfishly. You don't think of the consequences of your actions, or you do, and you're so off in a place. I don't think any of these people that commit such heinous acts are in their right mind.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
So you take those consequences, and there's a very immoral balance scale that they use when they make these things. And it's selfish. There's nothing else to put it. There's no other way to put it. You're thinking of yourself and what you feel and what you want to do. And you're not thinking about anybody else, not your kids, not the victims, not your family, not the people halfway across the country that have to watch the outcome of this and explain it to their kids.
Yeah.
You're not thinking of anything like that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's just common practice nowadays. This happened. I didn't even really read into it, man. I'm not going to lie. We're talking about it now. I read up on it a little bit today and before we hopped on the mics, but I'm so just, what's the word? And you've used this word if we spoke on this before.
Desensitized?
Yeah, I'm desensitized to these acts. And it's scary, honestly, to kind of look at myself or to realize that, man, look at what happened. And it's just another day, man. These things happen. No, that's not okay. It's not okay that these things happen.
Yeah.
I'm asking different questions now. You know, you guys are right. I'm desensitized. I'm not like, oh my gosh. I'm just like, dang, really? The questions I'm asking now are like just why?
Yeah.
You know, like, I get it. Mental health.
Yeah.
Not discrediting that. We've talked about mental health earlier. Totally get that. But it's still, I think I'm allowed to ask, like, why?
Yeah.
Just why would you do that, man? Like, just why? What do you gain out of that? And then, I'm sorry if I'm going to trigger some people when I say this. I've been sitting on this for a long time. The first thing I think of when these people do these acts and they take their own lives, I'm like, coward. Coward. Nah, man, you did that. Take that punishment. You don't get to give yourself that out.
easy way out. Yeah.
No, take that. You want to go shoot up some kids? Take one. Let those people have some justice at least.
Yeah,
It's less rewarding when you take it out on yourself.
Yeah, they see themselves as like a judge of some sort of moral thing that they're on top of, and they don't want to face the actual law.
And again, I know there's mental
Aspects
too
of this.
that don't make it that black and white, that cut and dry. But I'm just saying that's how I naturally react until I have all the information presented. But it still doesn't make it okay, like you said, Trey. It just doesn't.
You're absolutely right, and I kind of second that, man. If you do the crime, it's that kid saying, but you do the crime, you do the time. Like if you're going to act in a certain type of way, you want the power of that rush, that power, being a man in charge or a woman, whoever you are, face that other part of it. When you do something, there are consequences to it. Face it. And if you can't, then, that's the part of the scale that you have to put things on before you act in this manner. But again, it's America, right?
Yeah. It's irreparable.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know anymore.
So now that, like something within our own soil stirs, if you flip the globe a little bit and go to another part in the world, we see something similar. The conflict in Gaza right now has been really, really going forward. There's a lot of opposition on both sides with this thing. And we all have been trying to honestly live our lives in the midst of all these articles and all these happenings. But the big quiet feeling amongst everybody right now is that this is going to get serious,
Yeah, that's the fear, right? That's the unspoken feeling that everybody has with everything that's going on over there. How things quickly can escalate, especially in this region. There are so many different powers at play.
Yeah. Interests, powers, history.
The history of this goes back to the history of man.
This war is older than the three of us combined.
Yeah, it's seeded. Yeah.
War is older than everybody probably I've ever known put together. This is thousands of years. You're going back to
like philosophically, yeah.
If you're going back to Judah, this is what this area is, or that's what it was before the Romans came through and changed the name to Palestine. This is a centuries deep conflict that is only escalating, and now there are so many different powers or superpowers of the world that are meddling. I can't think of a better way to put anybody outside of this region that is doing anything other than reporting on it. You're meddling in the situation. The United States, whatever other governments, Iran, all these people that are supplying and have opinion, you're just meddling in this conflict. There's a root. There are two people fighting over land that's been going on for thousands of years. It's a crazy thing to think about, and to see it brought to the world stage now. Again, you go back to the 80s, I think, the 40s, 1940s. There's so much history here.
Before we dive any deeper into this, so the three of us, none of us are war reporters. We aren't journalists. We are three dudes who literally are navigating the waters of life. And if you know anything about navigation, you know that the journey is not always smooth. You know that the journey can take you to places that you didn't intend, so you have to recalibrate. That is my way of saying that we have done our best as a team and as individuals to have our facts We're not going to talk about the X's and O's of war and strategy and politics and government. There may be some references just for, well,
Context.
Yeah. But we are looking and examining this topic from as we used to always say, where the head meets the heart.
Yeah.
Because in this war, no one is safe.
And no one wins.
No one wins.
Mm-hmm.
No one. You give the land to the left, the right strikes back, strikes hard. You give the land to the right, the left strikes hard. So, and whoever you want to say is on the left or the right, fill in the blank in your mind. The point is, no one's going to be happy because they haven't been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned this being an old war. I was looking at videos and reading articles where they were saying, hey, this goes back to like World War II or World War I.
Yeah.
And then other people saying, well, no, this goes back further than that with like King Ottoman and the British.
And Solomon.
Like the Ottoman Empire and the British working with them and then turning on them and all kinds of other weird stuff, man. And I'm just like,
they were so removed from all that. Like,
These are some muddy waters, right?
I honestly don't know what's 100% here, guys. I really don't. All I know is that this situation sucks.
Yeah. I think first thing that comes to mind is an old cartoon, like one of those political newspaper cartoons. It was a soldier. It was in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
It was a soldier going to a brothel, and then death is standing there and said, "Come in. I knew your daddy. I'll give you a good deal." That's kind of the feeling. Like we're fighting wars that our fathers were fighting.
Yeah.
Well, they say wars are started by old men and fought by young men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this whole thing, man, like both sides have had numerous casualties and tragedies throughout the years with small scale conflicts, but to have it escalate to a bigger conflict like this where individuals buying groceries are getting affected, hospitals are getting hit, stuff like that, like the rules of war are coming into question. The fog of war is a concept that I've been following because in this process, a lot of things get lost. A lot of proliferated weapons can get unaccounted for in the middle of things. A lot of fingers can get pointed at the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And it doesn't set a clear picture for the world stage to view upon with non-biased eyes. And I've already witnessed that firsthand. And I won't speak into detail as to what I encountered, but it started making me question my sources and really think about just everything that's happening objectively. Because, yeah, we're all getting fed these things through a screen, but I don't want it to hit our backyard. And that sounds all like American jibber jabber, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't want it to hit my backyard and my freedom. But like, our sons could go, our kids could all get up caught in this. Like, it could be something that develops over the course of a long time, and more than what it was, It
could be also something that develops almost instantaneously or overnight. The situation can worsen almost at any point, which is scary.
Well, as we speak, Israel's intensifying their ground assault, and you've got the U.S. saying, hey, show restraint. Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like I liken it to when you're trying to tell your buddy, hey man, as he's walking out with two chicks and he's drunk, and they're drunk, they're leaving together. You're like, hey man, be careful. And he's just like, yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I've already paid for the tab. You're coming with me, or I'm going with them.
I think that's it. They have to cash a check,
Yeah,
showing out like with these back and forths. Yeah, you can only go so far.
And the U.S. has dumped so much money in the Ukraine. They're using our drones and all our technology, and I believe they got stuff that's got AI on it. Anyway, point is, we've done so much money in the Ukraine. Now you got another ally fighting over there, and it just makes me ask questions like, "Are we going? Hey, chill. We ain't ready for that yet."
Yeah.
Or I'm sure there is some concern for like, I'm sure there is concern for the people on the ground, but also like, hey man, like, we can't be giving you too much technology over there, bro. Like we kind of got this thing going on over here with Russia.
It also makes me think historically too, like when does somebody like Truman come into play and assess the situation of making a decision to where a group of people will be affected over the course of the entire population. You know what I'm talking about? We're talking about the nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Like that was a decision that was made that haunted everybody associated with it. Like I saw Oppenheimer and I was no, but
You're well informed now.
Just listen to one audiobook and get all like like an expert on it. But yeah, like Truman had to, he even says it in the movie, like it was Gary Oldman all dramatic, like you're not the one who dropped it on them. And he has to live with that reputation. But, you know, Oppenheimer made it about himself and felt like he had blood on his hands. But
because he made the weapon.
Yeah. But Truman took that from him, you know, like in this big thing, like I made the decision. And that's something I don't want anybody to make a decision on, because I don't think humanity is ready for another thing like that or was ever ready. You know,
well, I think we're beyond that. I think the next nuke is AI. Depending on, well, that's how at least everyone's talking.
If it were
climate.
Yeah, but like when it gets handed over to that and objectivity and all that stuff, like, oh God, like, yeah, what is the threat assessment and what is the equation that pops out in real life to where this thing decides this is the time to use this?
Yeah.
You know, that's upsetting too. Like we shouldn't have to. We should have just used this for energy and other purposes too, but you know,
that's the curse of man.
Yeah.
You give us something, it doesn't matter what it is, man. You can give us the equation for the reason for life tomorrow. We're going to find a way to make a weapon out of it or to use it against you in some sort of way. That it's what we do.
Yeah.
You go back hundreds of thousands, you go to the beginning of time. It's what we do. You give us fire. Next thing you know, you have flaming arrows.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Well put.
Ow, that hurt. I bet that hurts you.
Yeah. It just continues to escalate like that. AI making decisions like that honestly frightens me more than any president having that kind of power.
Because it would be so quick to make that decision.
Exactly.
Without any kind of
compassion or emotion or, but that's also why they're using it, right? They want to take that out of it. It's a strategic decision.
Because human beings are flawed inherently with our emotions and our feelings and all that stuff. So.
Yeah.
As a quick aside, and we'll steer back to the war. When I went to Trey's house a couple weeks ago, or a few weeks ago, I had like a big thinking about AI. You remember what we were talking about?
Yeah.
Traffic? Mm-hmm. Imagine all the satellites, AI, right? AI controlled, and it's able to control traffic to perfection. So like it's calculating every movement on the grid and going, minimizing the amount of red lights, period. Yeah. Like there is a Google thing I think it's called Project Greenlight. But I don't know all the details. I know that's a thing, but like before I heard of Project Greenlight, you and I were talking, and that's where I had that thought. Like imagine AI going, okay, if I adjust, there are no longer stop signs, right? There are no longer like static stop signs, static speed limit things. It just says, okay, you coming here, this needs to be set to 15. This needs to be 17. This needs to be 25. This needs to be 75. This needs to be 80. And it's constantly changing the flow of traffic as you go, right? And controlling continuous movement. Like that was like my big AI thing. Like I wonder if man would be okay giving up that kind of control.
Be like a school of fish everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much just moving along the grid.
So with those beautiful automations also comes that idea, like, you know, we're going to figure out a way to kill you with the, like, that sucks.
Yeah. That's what they're going to use it for. That's probably, honestly, I feel like, this is just me. I feel like a lot of the technological innovations that we've seen over the last 100, 150, maybe even, go back further, they're based for how do I hurt the other person more? Yeah. That's where you come up with those things.
Well, and to the best of my knowledge, Israel, I mean, they've always been respected for their technology. I mean, like Israel makes Celebrite. That's a forensic cell phone tool, but they're known for their tools. I mean, I believe Waze came from Israel, if I'm not mistaken. So they're technological. They've got a lot of They're well respected militarily.
Yeah, Iron Dome.
Yeah, and from a technical standpoint, and then Hamas, like I don't know if they are, I don't want to say respected. I don't know that for the long haul they are able to resist or fight Israel without help of other countries. Like I know Iran has provided some of their technology that's allowed them to fight, but is this a proxy war for Iran? And then Iran's allies with Syria, and then Syria's allies with Russia, and then Russia's allies with North Korea and China. You get my drift?
Yeah, are
we drifting closer to World War III?
That's exactly it, though.
And then you've got my other thoughts are going back to the bar scenario with the guy leaving with 2 chicks, and we keep saying, hey, be careful. UN saying, be careful, this is turning into a massive humanitarian crisis. At what point do the worlds, right, come together, even though they're allies with Israel, and say, all right, look, I've had enough. Enough is enough. Quit playing, okay? This is not looking good on you. Yeah. We know you're mad. I get it. It's almost like we talked about revenge in Daily Stoic. Revenge is a dish not best served.
Yeah, at all.
Right? And so basically the thought behind that passage, and I'll send it to you, the thought behind it is if you exact revenge, especially in a heinous way, the people that who struck first, you only prove them correct. Like you just basically reinforce what they've thought about you in your revenge. And in this situation, when you look at Israel and Hamas or Palestinians, right, they're going nearly scorched earth. I mean, they're just stepping up their offensive. They're blowing stuff up constantly. I mean, we saw a video where the chick was reporting and the building blew up behind her.
Yeah. Strategically, no less, too.
Right.
They hit it with a roof knock.
Strategery. Yeah, man. Yeah, that was a roof knock. Exactly. There was something, there's a video I watched where a guy said he got a call. He got a call and it was saying, hey, we're going to blow up this sector. I think it was like within 5 or 10 minutes. I want to say 10 minutes. So he ran to the building to try to tell as many people as he could to get out of there. And as he started booking it, the building was gone. It was gone. It wasn't 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. Damn.
I mean, that's just,
it's shock and awe.
This is what they're dealing with. And then you look at them closing ports all around Egypt, no one in, no one out. I've read the YouTube comments, people that are pro-Palestinian saying, this is an open air prison. And then people that are pro-Israel, like, well, they struck first.
Dang, put them in Arkham City, bro.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to get into that.
That's a crazy way to think about it, though.
Yeah, it is. It is a crazy way to think about it. But, I just don't want to make it sound like we're trying to pick sides or anything. But I get I totally feel what you're saying. But no, man, you look at this and it's like, when are people going to step in and go, okay, look, stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
See, but that's the part, right? Who does that? Who steps in,
right,
and makes hey, you need to stop this. Hey, you need to do, because what happens when you step in, right? You just talked about how one side's backed by so many people and the other side's backed by so many people. So America and the UK step in and say, hey, both of y'all need to stop. And then Russia and Syria step in and say, hey, look, what are you doing here? Get out of here. Hey, man. And it turns into a shoving match. It turns into, an explosion of war throughout. That's the most worrying part of this conflict.
Yeah.
Is the way that each side is specifically backed. Yeah. You talk about the thing with Ukraine and everything about that. It's just very dangerous. As soon as somebody puts their foot into the equation, the other side is they're going to jump on it. Everybody is sitting on eggshells right now. every government, every person in the world sitting on eggshells. And as soon as somebody, it could be China that steps in, I don't know if you're going to reference that at a point or not, but there was an example that you put earlier where they said,
I was going to bring that up next.
Something very diplomatic. But as soon as they stop from saying things and doing things, hey, no, we're not going to let anything through here. Oh, no, we're going to position people here to try to deter this. Well, what are you doing over there? Yep. Here we come.
Yep.
And that's how I see this thing escalating, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, so in the pre-show, what Trey was referencing is I was watching a YouTube video. I don't know what the name of the conference was off the top of my head. I have to check my YouTube history. But basically, a representative, I'm going to do a lot of paraphrasing here. A representative from Israel was very upset. It was like a world forum kind of thing. He's very upset for obvious reasons, what's going on in their region. And to paraphrase, he said, if this happened to you all, you would strike with extreme prejudice, basically. You wouldn't let up. You'd go at them. You come with the full force. And they said probably even more force than we said, like, if it happened to the U.S., if it happened to China, if it happened to Russia, blah, blah, blah. Like, he named off, like, big players. Mm-hmm. And then a representative from China basically said, hey, man, first of all, get my name out your mouth.
Sorry, I started hit him up.
No, but no, he basically said, look, your frustration, your anger is misguided. You're pointing at the wrong person here and the wrong people here. They were saying that they want a peaceful end to the conflict. The two-state, and I'm paraphrasing him, the two-state situation has not been handled well, and it's not working. And it's getting worse. And I was just like, he's right. And it's crazy because the way we think about China in America, we would think that they'd be trying to poke the bear, like yeah, keep fighting. But I mean, it's like, no, he was spot on. I couldn't disagree with the guy. I was like, yeah, man. I mean, that's actually well said. Again, I'll find the video and show it to you guys, but it's not working. What they've been doing. I mean, I've been hearing about this beef since I was a kid. Since you were a kid. As mentioned earlier, this has been going on forever. Presidents have ran on it as their platform. Yeah. We're going to make peace in the Middle East. We're going to bring our troops home. Like you've heard all these politicians do that. And it's, as the talking head said, same as it ever was.
I think really the only solution is for all interests to vacate and to let the two just deal with it. Just let them fight, like two little kids.
Yeah, but then that turned, I actually kind of agree with that, but this isn't.
It doesn't look good for Palestine though.
Yeah, it's not going to end well for them. They don't have the manpower for that.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like we have a slanted kind of.
Yeah, it's not, two sides.
Yeah.
Running at, this is we're in a different.
It's varsity and JV.
Joe Rogan made a joke about this in like 2008. It was in the Shiny Happy Jihad album he did, but he was like, how are you going to fight somebody that looks exactly like you or hate somebody that looks exactly like you? He said, you got a guy with dark skin, he said, in a turban, shooting rockets at a guy with dark skin and a turban, throwing rocks. And when I was younger, I just laughed because it just sounded funny. It sounded like a cartoon.
Yeah, but it's real.
As someone who is like 12 years older than when I listened to it, I go, dang, yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
To a degree, at least.
So yeah, letting him have it out would be very one-sided.
Yeah.
I think you guys are right there. Like completely agree with that.
Yeah.
It's just when other sides that we expect them to hold opposition, like philosophically start kind of putting out normally morally good statements without having to stir the pot, that's when you really have to question that. Like,
right,
this could be one of those things where everybody just gets wise to it and comes together and tries to put a stop to it without entering conflict, or it's all out war. But I would figure like we're smarter than our previous generations, so we'd want to try and work together at least for one thing, and maybe that's that one thing that we try to come together for.
Alien invasion.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I would love for that to be the case, but really, at least for us Americans and the major superpowers, what is war? It's an economic driver. It is really what it comes down to.
Lately, yes.
No, you go back. That's what got us out of the Depression. Was war. Those are the things that drive economies and can boom economies. So there's that aspect of it first that you have to look into. And then secondly, I want to tap back to what you said, the fog of war. I really like that. This conflict has really got me thinking, and this is kind of a little side tangent of mine. I don't think I'm watching all these new news articles and scrolling on the X or the Twitter, whatever it is, the Facebooks, and getting all this context. I don't trust or believe anything that I'm seeing come out of this. People are picking sides. It's one side or the other. Yeah. I don't think that I can really trust the war, war journalists, the people that are putting their life on. I appreciate it. Yeah. But there's always a bigger agenda, right?
Yeah, you're wise enough to see that, though. There's a lot of individuals that don't see the veil, Yeah. That's the thing, too. Like, there's already opinions that have been set in stone, and you can't change those. But there's people that will always question and have a rich mind like yours, And that's what separates this whole thing, in my opinion.
By the way, it was the UN Security Council.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I found it.
So, with all that being said, what is the age cutoff of the draft? I'm 31. I got a bad knee.
I'm saying. I don't know. My mom said you can join up till 35. I don't know how old they could be before they draft you. Yeah, that's a scary thought. I don't know. There used to be rules, like if you're your mom's only son, you can't be drafted or things like that.
Yeah, I think I could hit it on the homesteading rule because I'm the only one.
Yeah,
I got to keep this house in
do
the
whatever
dark.
I got to do. I'm not fighting your war.
Man,
I'm not doing it. I appreciate it, and I speak to people on a regular basis. I was raised in a military family. I appreciate the sacrifices. Not me, not I. 75. Not doing it.
Man,
I can do it.
I would just.
You don't want me out there.
Yeah, no, you don't want me out there, dude. It's like, so how do we feel about this that just happened? Like me just sitting in a barrack, like, shut up, dude. Yeah, my gun would have Mr. Rogers quotes on it.
Oh my God.
Let's say 143. Y'all know the 143 thing that Mr. Rogers hit? So he'd always stay at the weight of 143 pounds because that's the exact same amount of letters that it took to spell out I love you. Yeah.
That's dedication to love.
That's super dedication. But yeah,
you be my neighbor.
Yep. well, just to be, it's corny, but yeah, like Mr. Rogers did teach us all how to be very good people. And we could all kind of use something like that in our lives right now as adults.
We need one.
Yeah, we need another Mr. Rogers to come down and let us know that we're special just the way we are, and life is not spent fighting over land. It's the oldest thing that we've been fighting over since the dawn of time, when we had sticks and rocks and hunter-gatherer societies.
Look at gangs in America. Same thing.
Over
doesn't
blocks.
matter where you go.
Yeah.
Over it's my block. You can't sell here.
Yeah, over government land. Like,
the government. Yeah, exactly. Land you don't even own.
It's so insane. Like, we don't have to go there, but yet we do. So what do our generations in the future learn? And that's my big thing too. It's so many open-ended. We don't have an answer for what's going on right now. And I think I could speak on behalf of all of us. Like, we're just experiencing this one, and wherever it goes, and it has to show us how it plays out. Like, we can only do so much in our lives except love the people that we love and take time to have gratitude. And that's what we try and do here. And that's why this thing is working the way it does.
Well said.
That was well put, sir. Well put.
Very well said, man.
The wave of war, the wave of life, wave of the few shore.
Damn.
This is what you get, man.
I'll say it twice. Excuse me. Yeah, we were talking about those allergies and those sicknesses. So I'm still dealing. But we here. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a scary thing. It's a scary time that we're living in. But all you have is the person next to you, right?
Yeah.
Love the one you're with. Love your people. Our hearts, our minds. For some of us, our dollars goes out to the folks over there in that region. All the civilians, innocent women, children, the families, but yeah, the families of the people who were slain here on our soil in Maine. Once again, it's been a kind of a dark show when you think about it. These two topics, but this is the world we live in. And again, when you navigate the waters of life, it's not always smooth. It's not always going to be bright and shiny. There's going to be rain. There's going to be detours. There's going to be pain. There's going to be stress. But we'll get through it. That's what we do.
Those rapids, man. It's rough waters.
So yeah, you can follow us at
once again, Wave of the Few Shore on all things meta. Wave of the Few Shore at gmail.com. Our YouTube channel, just look for Wave of the Few Shore. On almost every podcast player out there, Wave of the Few Shore. And Mr. X to the Z, as he would say, bouncing on a low next to Dr. Dre, X at Wave of the Few. At WFS Show.
So yeah, stay wavy, y'all.
Stay wavy. And with that, we're going to say